Well, welcome back. We are so glad you decided to join us today. Isn't this fun? Speaking of which, we have two wonderful guests today.
I have been just chomping at the bit to get these two on.
I know you
and
have
finally,
been.
I arm wrestled them a little bit as we go from there. So I've got Amanda Leslie and Rebecca Hemingway, who are both our high school teachers. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
So
for having us.
the question, of course, is why are they here?
Right,
You know?
right.
So they lead our extended learning opportunities program at the high school. And so I wanted to explore that a little bit. There's some other topics that we want to kind of chase down with these two ladies, but they're doing such exciting work, and it's so different because, and they'll get into it. I'll give you the chance to talk about that. But what I get so much excitement of is it's a different way of educating.
It is, isn't it?
It really is.
And it's one of those acronyms you were talking about, right?
Yes.
ELO?
ELO, Extended Learning
Opportunities.
Opportunities.
Okay.
So ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. So
Love it.
what is an extended learning opportunity and why is it important?
So extended learning opportunities are just that. You're taking the foundation of what children have achieved in school from basic skills, and now we're giving them the opportunity to see it in real world time. Like, it's that experiential component that makes ELOs special. It's learning not just those 21st century soft skills, what an employer might want, what employment looks like, but also advanced academic skills, applying some of your science, some of your math at a site like the Advanced Regenerative Manufacturing Institute that's under Dean Kamen's umbrella in Manchester.
An amazing
there.
organization. Yeah, isn't that?
Absolutely.
So that
So
this kind of
seeing
takes
that-
hands-on learning to a whole new level?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I would build on to what you said as far as it being an extension of learning, that it takes us beyond the curriculum. You know, we have just standard offerings for all students, and ELOs really allow individuals to move beyond that based on their interest and motivation.
Is that driven by the department or by the district, or can I come in and say I have a grandchild who's really interested in learning how to construct a Segway? You know.
I'm going to present it, I'm going to ask the experts.
Yeah,
So it is our high school students. We often encourage students from sophomores to seniors for their participation. Freshman is sort of a transition year, although we do have some freshmen involved. But we welcome all students to find their passion. Sometimes students think they're passionate about something, as in the situation of our licensed nurse assistant course.
Right.
Many want to go into nursing school. Sometimes they finish that and they say, oh no, that's not what I want to do, which is just as valuable. It is learning that is just as valuable as having it enhance or help you meet your goals educationally. But everybody, all levels, we have many, many different ELOs. We have 12 group ELOs right now, from manufacturing, which we partner with the state for CNC machine operator course, and we have manufacturing partners, all the way to licensed nursing assistant or artist storytelling or many others. We have many individual ELOs.
We do. We have one student who is who has an internship with the ACLU. We have new ELOs all the time, some that are in development. We had a young man reach out to us just within the last couple of weeks about a business career exploration. We have a student who is writing a column for the Innertown Record.
Oh, wonderful, yes.
And partnering. Yeah, with that organization. We have several students who have jobs and are earning credit through the work-study program, which is slightly different than regular ELOs, but piggybacks on it.
Just the breadth of opportunities.
and depth.
Do me a
Yes.
favor if you would, because this one's one of my favorites. Talk about the storytelling ELO, because I really engaged with that when I was, right after I'd gotten hired. We're coming up, just a little over a year since I got named.
Right.
And I had a chance to kind of see some of that information. And I thought that was so fascinating. So just, if you would, talk about that ELO.
That's one of everybody's favorites, including ours.
Love it.
And I would say that is an ELO that brings everyone involved a real sense of joy. So we are partnering with Woodcrest Village here in New London, and we take a group of students there periodically to meet with residents. When it first begins, we all meet as a group and share our stories, just a brief introduction to each other, and then residents and students partner up. We try to ease into the relationships through some shared reading and discussion of the readings, and then students and partners move into sharing their own stories, which our students eventually write as kind of personal narratives that are in the third person, and they do an audio recording which is archived with StoryCorps, which is a national online organization.
Matt, it's amazing. And the incorporation of the arts and the creativity, it's amazing.
And the connection that I was able to see from the outside in with our students, with these older adults. And I heard a story from, actually from Superintendent Fenneberg was telling me a story when I had come to visit, that there was a student that had built a connection. I think that student went abroad for a trip and then came back and had matching scarves for themselves and for the person they partnered up with.
I love that.
So when we talk about that, the beauty of some of these things, again, relationships are so valuable and so important, but with these connections, it transcends just the skills. We get some of those soft skills, the importance of having another person in our life that's championing our success or our kids' success, which is so much fun. Is there a prototypical ELO kid, or is this something that anybody within the high school could?
Anyone. We have students from very diverse interests, very diverse levels, because ELOs are the epitome of differentiated instruction, right?
Absolutely.
It is about experiences.
So cool.
If a student isn't writing, we give them the chance to do it as a presentation. Everything ends in a presentation, but the relationship that's developed, I mean, it's one of collaborative ownership, right? Especially the group ELOs that may have between 4 to 8 students, they become their unit, right? I mean, we have students who would never have seen themselves in a peer group with maybe some of those other students, and now they have a common interest, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's another connection all the way to the individual ELOs that we give them, we have a Project Climb Leadership ELO where students are reading and writing and helping take a more leadership role in the organization of the trips and everything. And just through competencies and benchmarks and achieving goals, they'll earn credit for their role. But students are embracing that.
So layered, right? It's not just, I want to learn about something and need an extended learning opportunity. That's incredibly layered. And the fact that they're now organizing the trips and involved in understanding management.
The level of engagement,
Yeah,
and then
it's wonderful.
the accountability on the back end. Where as we get into, as we talked with our previous guest about that competency-based education piece of the accountability and what did I learn, because a student being able to articulate what they learned is such a big deal. Now, let me ask you this, because I definitely want to hit another topic. So I'm a business owner, and I have an interest in supporting ELOs through the high school. What do I need to do? How do I get involved?
So reach out to us, and we, just as often occurs, whether we're networking with an individual for a student who has expressed their specific interests, or we're networking with businesses and individuals because we think, hey, there are students that would have this interest. But we set up an initial meeting. We go out and say, what do you think? How could we create a scaffold for a student to take their learning to a higher level? We have over 100 students participating in ELOs right now, and it's only November.
And it's growing.
Why, it
Isn't that
is, it is.
incredible?
And
Now,
can
go
I
ahead.
jump
No,
in?
please.
Well, I wanted
Oh,
to
absolutely,
follow
yes.
up on your question.
Yeah.
The journalism ELO that I mentioned before, where we have a student writing for the Intertown Record, that came about because the editor, Annette Vogel, reached out and said, I would love to have someone write a column. And so we then marketed that idea to the student body and followed up with the young lady
Great opportunity.
who reached out. So there are a lot of different ways that these programs can come about.
So reaching out to you, and I'm sure we'll throw your email up, so that way people can
Absolutely.
get in touch with you as we do that. We don't have a lot of time left, but I definitely wanted to hit this. These ladies also, they do such great work with our students, obviously, every day.
Clearly, yeah.
But I've had a chance to interact with them and engage with them and partner with them on another kind of topic. And so mental health, not, ELOs are fun. Mental health is a kind of a serious
Sure.
thing. And we're seeing an increased need in our mental health with our students, with our staff, with the community. And so I just wanted to give you a moment or two, if you would talk about your passion behind that and kind of where do you see we're kind of heading. We've got about a minute or so left to finish up the segment. So give you the opportunity to kind of talk about the importance of that and where do you think we can head with it?
So I think, obviously, advocating for students has always been close to our hearts, right? That's why we're in this position. And last year, Amanda had the opportunity to partner with Dartmouth Hitchcock regarding the formation of a group, which had started at the middle school on a smaller scale, to look at the Youth Risk Behavior Survey data.
Okay.
So they looked at 2021 data, and then 2023 was released. And I think that data, for me especially, and I'll let you
Yeah,
take
it really
from there,
highlighted
highlights
the
need.
concerns in our community around mental health and concerns of student mental health. I think the country really started to pay much closer attention to students' mental health with the COVID pandemic and remote school. That really highlighted some of the struggles. And I think that was then reflected in this 2021 data and has been underscored for us as we have looked at that data and worked with students on analyzing it.
We need a whole nother segment
think
on
we
this
would.
because
Would
this
you-
is.
would
Would
you
you come
ladies be willing
back?
to come back?
Seriously,
I would
And
love
have
to.
a
Would
conversation.
love.
So in the new
Would
year,
love
this
to
is
come back.
significant
Yes.
and
It is
really,
love to come
really
back.
important.
We've got some pretty exciting things that are starting to develop kind of
Yes.
at the grassroots level, behind the scenes. And so I just wanted to kind of set the stage and give them an opportunity to talk.
Thank you, by
But
the
very
way.
much, we'll
Thank you.
bring you back and
Oh
we'll
my
talk more
gosh,
about
yeah.
both the survey and some of the things that the district's going to be doing to support our kids.
We would love
Okay.
that.
Amanda,
Would
Rebecca,
love
so
that.
nice
Thank you
having
so
you
much for
here.
being here.
Thanks so
Thank you very
much.
much.
What a great, and please, we have to bring them back next.
Without a
yeah,
doubt.
in the
And
next
the
month
beauty
or
of it
two.
is everybody that we have has multiple stories to tell.
That's right, and wonderful, wonderful
Thank
stories.
you so much,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Well, thank you for joining us. Coming up, Michael Bissett, the Assistant Superintendent, will be joining us.
Yes, you will.
Stay with us.